Hi, everybody. It's Dave Smith, and welcome. I'm excited to do this. I wish I could be with you guys in person. I know that Darren does a great job with this class, and I appreciate being able to share some of my thoughts and my beliefs in athlete centered coaching. So hopefully, you guys will get something out of this for sure. I know the class is outstanding. I've been able to do this before, but my name is Dave Smith, and I am the head coach and general manager of the Rapid City Rush in the ECHL, formerly known as the East Coast Hockey League. We are a double A affiliate of the Calgary Flames organization. Their triple A affiliate is in Calgary in the American Hockey League with the Wranglers, and we currently have 11 players on our roster with the Calgary organization in our double A affiliate. We play in the Mountain Division against teams like Idaho, Kansas City, Wichita Falls, to name a few, but it extends all the way east to Toledo and Adirondack. But I'm excited to talk with you today about athlete-centered coaching. I believe we're trying to create a player-driven experience with a relentless pursuit of excellence. And if we do that, then we've accomplished our goal. It's our job as leaders to set the temperature, not just read the temperature, right? So a thermostat sets the temperature and a thermometer takes the temperature. If all we're doing is taking the temperature, we're reacting. It's 70 degrees. Okay, or let me do this. It's 60 degrees. It's too cold. Let's put a blanket on. Instead of reacting that way, we should be setting the temperature to 72 degrees, our preferred temperature, and then everybody can react accordingly. Really important, simple concept, but it ensures that we're intentional with our leadership habits. We also know that it's a people business. Everything is about people. Maybe not everything, but most everything is about people. And hockey's played by people, coached by people, and managed by people. So we need to make sure that we get the people part correct, right? We really got to work at it and be intentional. And it is about making others better as a result of our presence, making sure that our impacts last in our absence. I think it's really important to think about our influence extending well beyond our talk, well beyond our practices, well beyond our one-on-one meetings, so that we can then multiply our leadership through others. Our first order of business, or our first target, is the leaders, right? Because the people drive the process, influence, performance, right? We talk about culture. It's an overused word, but it's an important word, because the culture is the behavior. The culture is the result of intentional behavior and intentional action. So let's really push the people, push the leaders, get them to drive the process, because we want to be a process-oriented organization and hockey team. We think about lead goals and lag goals. Lag goals are outcome-oriented. So if you set a goal, I want to finish the season with 20 goals, that's a lag goal. But if you say I want to drive the net, I want to shoot more, I want to shoot from the slot, I want to get rebounds and be really good in and around the net, then that's what we want to make sure that we are doing. So that's a process goal. And again, we want to influence performance all the time. The different levels of leadership, again, if I'm the head coach, I'm going to get some level of respect. But the next level is relationship, where they want to, performance-based, because of how I do it. And the best is when we're a multiplier. People will follow me as a leader, or you as a leader, because of who you are and what you do for them. Not what you do to them, but what you do for them. So I think it's important to recognize that title doesn't mean leadership. Relationship gets you a little bit. Performance gets you a little bit more, but multiplier is the best form of leadership that we have. Today, we're going to talk about these categories: empowerment, development, supportive environment, the skill development, and two-way communication. But really, it's about leading with empathy, purpose, and a commitment to the athlete's well-being. We need to be intentional about this, because as coaches, we want to win. We want to do everything in our power to win, but we're better when we serve our athletes, we serve the people on our team. So we'll talk about that. So we want to prioritize their needs and goals. We want to emphasize complete development, everything. Physical performance, yes, but growth, mental, emotional, and social growth, so important. And if we're focusing on athlete-centered coaching, let's make sure that they're involved in the process. They will sit and listen because we've asked them to come in a meeting, but let's have them get a sense of ownership and accountability. Really important piece to listen to them, to talk with them, and get them involved in their decision. And that word comes empowerment, right? That's empowerment. Encourage these athletes to participate and be involved in the decision-making process. They don't have to get everything they ask for. They don't have to get their way all the time, but they do need to understand why we're doing things, and that they do have a voice. All of our athletes have a voice. Sometimes it goes funneled through a leadership group. Sometimes it's funneled through just a captain or an assistant coach, but they all have a voice, and we want to create that collaborative environment where everybody can help set goals and establish our team culture. We also, as we drill down, we have to focus on the individual, right? We empower everybody. We think team first, group mindset, but we get on them. We go after them about their entire holistic being, helping them set goals. What are they capable of? Sometimes we have to push their goals. Sometimes we have to lower them and make sure that they're attainable, measurable, and attainable goals, so that self-improvement goes across every aspect of their life as an athlete, in any sport, whatever their sport is. And that starts with communication. That starts, step one is communication. Ask questions, be curious, listen to your athletes, ask them what they think, get feedback, solicit feedback, and make sure we're listening. As we do that, we're building trust, right? Once you get that trust to the trust stage, now you're talking about finding a synergy in performance and practice, and goal setting and everything, where now you're moving into an elite category where you can get performance. And while it's a simple wheel, right, success in the middle, very hard to attain. Maybe you get it with one athlete. We have 23, 24, 25 guys on our roster. Maybe you get it with 3, maybe you get it with 10, but you got to work at it. It's got to be intentional, but everything starts with communication, right? We don't sit in our office. We open the door. We encourage the guys to come in and talk. How are they doing? We get out into their world and we ask them what's going well. The first step of that is often like, who do you bring into your team, into your organization? So I was in college hockey, Division I, head coach for 20 years, coached at Canisius and RPI, and we were able to recruit athletes. So you could selectively bring people into your program. Now in pro, we're still recruiting, and it's selective. There's different contracts and different leagues and different things that we have to deal with, but we look for 3 things at the start of everything. Are they positive? Do they compete to be the best that they can be? And do they think team first, right? And if we have elite people with shared values, now we're at the starting point where we can develop those people. Yes, they need to have talent, and we want to consider their life experience. And we also want different personalities and different characters. So it's a lot goes into how you select your team, not just can they shoot the puck in the net and break the puck out and make saves as a goaltender. One of the ways we do that, and we do DISC personality assessments. And there's lots of personality assessments or reviews out there that help us. We've been using DISC. And it does accelerate the process of making a connection. One way I like to tell the story is that if I invite you people in the class over for dinner, and I love hamburgers and steak, I'm going to feed hamburgers and steak to everybody. But some of you might be vegetarians. But if I don't bother to ask you, I make you eat steak and hamburgers. And we invite you over every day for dinner, and you're eating steak and hamburgers, but you're a vegetarian because I force you to do it. Something simple like a personality assessment helps me understand what your connection buttons are. What's important to you? Are you a detailed person? Are you an inspiring person? And then I can meet you where you are. So the DISC personality assessment has really helped me connect and understand my athletes. But the purpose of it is, step one, it provides a self-awareness and accelerates just understanding who you are and what you need. For me, I need direct. I need a challenge, and I need to know that we're on a mission going to accomplish things. But not everybody's like that. And the best teams have people of all personalities, and we can celebrate each of them, right? I want my doctor, my dentist, I want my accountant, I want them to be very detail oriented. When I'm going out, and if I'm going out for karaoke, I want somebody that's in a different area of the DISC personality circle, that's really outgoing and is comfortable standing up in front of people and talking. Once you're aware of yourself, now you can become aware that, you know what, I'm pretty comfortable in my skin, and everybody's a little bit different, but together we can make a great team. And that's the final stage, using DISC personality assessments to build a team environment. Now, we don't have time for questions, but I know that Darren, he can always hit pause on this. So I'm recording this on Sunday, November 23rd here for you guys and girls, and hope that, if Darren needs to, he can stop and ask questions. And, it's always better live, but not able to get from Rapid City, South Dakota, which is about 5 hours north of Denver, Colorado. I can't get to Toronto to see you guys, but the supportive environment is like, let's help our athletes. They all are different. They all need, yes, they're different personalities, and we do the assessment, but they all, we need to respect each other. We need to find out more, the backstory, be open, and make sure they're comfortable. Psychological safety just says they're comfortable in their own skin. They're comfortable putting up their hand and saying, hey, I have a question, or I have a concern. This is right, or this isn't right. And these are some of the examples of the DISC communication, right? So I'm a driver. I live up here in this world. Those are my needs. Those are, I'm very goal-oriented. I'm confident. I'm firm. But that doesn't mean I'm there all the time. I can be any of these personalities, right? I can be any of them at any time. And as you look through this, you have to start to think about, hey, that's me. I can be in there. But understand, you can alter your personality based on the situation, based on the environment. So these are just some of the feedback within it. And this is what a team would look like, right? So again, I'm right here. This is me, DS, on the left, upper left, about, what is that, 9, 10 o'clock. And in a hockey, when we practice, we have our guys visit the personality on the D side, because it's a fast-moving, challenging, driven game. We don't have time to stop and think about, is this the right play? We don't have time to just, hey, you go first and be supportive. We got to be, let's go right now. And once the game's over or practice is over, go back to your personality, your natural state. And that's what we want to celebrate. So that's just an example of what we do as we're building teams. And we celebrate each of those personalities. We celebrate. It's awesome to be different, diverse, and we encourage that. Let's have two-way communication. To celebrate the diversity, ensure they all feel valued for who they are and what they bring, what their background is, what their experience is. Everybody has something that they can bring to the table to make us better. And let's grow from that, right? Learn and grow, win and grow, lose and grow, but always let's be growing. And as we're talking about these things, communicate. Tell people where they're at. Tell people where our team's at and where we're going. In the absence of communication, people make up their own story, their own standard, and their own expectations. So even in an athlete-centered environment, which is what we're promoting, a relentless pursuit of excellence, we need to be very clear about what our standard is. We need to be very clear what time you need to be there, what to wear. Involve them in that process. Do they show up for a game in suit and tie, or do they show up in sweatpants? When we travel on a plane, we fly everywhere. What do we wear on the plane? And let them be involved in that. And then let them hold each other accountable. So make sure we're talking all the time about our standard, our story, and our expectations. And lean on the people. Lean on the group. Lean on them, whether it be positions. You're going to have a defenseman meeting, a forward meeting, a goalie meeting. Yes, lean on our assistant coaches. We've got 3 coaches on our staff. We've got a medical trainer, an equipment manager. We have a staff of people that all should have influence and be empowered. And the veterans who've been around. Right now, I was 27 years in college hockey, and I'm learning as much from our veteran guys in our leadership group as they are from me. Because it is a different game. And pro is different because these are all individual contracts, right? They're independent contractors trying to accomplish individual things in a team sport. So all boats will rise with the tide, but we got to get all the people on the boat paddling in the same direction. So lean on everybody, right? And one of the ways you can do that is make sure you're making them better, right? Support them in their success. We celebrate when a guy gets called up to the American Hockey League. We're hopeful that this year, somebody that played for us in Rapid City will go play games in the National Hockey League for the Calgary Flames, right? So make sure we're developing these people to help them accomplish their goals, right? And this is my favorite thing, because as we are trying to accomplish our goals, there's always adversity. Always. And you have a choice. You guys and girls have a choice. You chose to come to class today, right? But there's adversity some days. There's adversity in sport. And you always have a choice. So E plus R equals O. And we're going to focus on the R. But the E is an event, right? Guy slashes me in the wrist, right? We know the outcome, but before we can get the outcome is still to be determined because of my response. Do I turn and slash him back? Do I quit and give up? Do I go sit in the corner? So controlling your response allows you to grow at a rate and be intentional with your behavior in everything from leadership to development, to influence, to inspiration. It is the key to every event. And what we don't want, right? What we do not want is to have your response create another event. So somebody punches me in the mouth, my response today, I'm going to take that. They're going to get a penalty. We're going to go on the power play, and I'm going to score the goal on the power play. We're going to win the game, right? Maybe we're down a goal. And I don't know why I'm talking about fighting, but it seems to be an easy conversation today. Guy punches me in the mouth. We're down a goal. I punch him back, and I haven't been in a fight, on the ice. But I fight him back. In the fight, it's a tie, but I spark my team. And maybe my response was calculated so that the outcome would raise the energy in my team. And you can create your own event because it happens every day. Your alarm goes off. It's 6:30 in the morning. You've got to be at a 8 o'clock class. What's your response? Did you hit snooze 10 times? Or did you get up? Have a cup of coffee, take a nice walk to class, right? What is your desired outcome? It's critical that your response, you have a choice on this all the time. You have a choice. You are in control, that your response is intentional. We will practice response. We will front load, we call it. So it's really just practice. We know that something's going to happen. I'm going to drive to work tomorrow and somebody's going to cut me off. So we will practice and talk about, hey, tomorrow, when somebody cuts you off, what are you going to do? I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to take a breath, and I'm going to look and say, you know what? I'm going to think about that person, maybe what they're going through. And then I'm not going to get mad at them. I'm just going to move on, and my outcome is, all right, I'm safe. That person got where they wanted to go. No big deal, right? So you can see how important your choices are in the response. It's what you can control. Take charge of your thoughts, your decisions. Focus. Put the work in, right? It also is good to share it. The benefits of a public commitment, absolutely. Accountability drives you, friends support you, willpower urges you. Tell people what you're going to do. Tell people your response. The next time somebody does this, and they can help hold you accountable. The next time somebody does this, you're going to respond in this way. And again, you create your own events. You know what they are. Watching this video, this is an event. What's your response? Are you dialed in? Are you taking notes? Are you just waiting for me to stop talking? Because in an environment like this, I'm the one doing all the talking. You're watching a video. You're in a class, right? It's Sunday night for me. You're watching this on Tuesday. So we have a choice, and you're in control of your response. So in summary, again, this is just, we're encouraging athletes, we're recognizing them, we're creating great space, we're focusing on their growth, and we're promoting conversation back and forth. Really, really critical that all of this, as a leader, as a coach, mentor, leader, lead with empathy and purpose and commitment, but be intentional. Have a plan, share the plan, be ready to tell people that this is my plan, and then plan the work and then work the plan. One exercise that has been really good for me, I'll give you one thing over the years, has been a culture exercise where we had these 8 components of our team, one goal. We just picked a couple of them. We brought the groups together, brought the team together. We divided them into 6 different groups of 5 people, or 5 different groups of 5 people, and we had them list what were the behaviors that helped us achieve our goal, and then list the behaviors that hurt our goal. Now, in this example, we're talking about team travel. And after they listed it, they all came back in, and I wanted them to be specific. So they would say, hey, Billy showed excitement to be traveling with the team. And Billy would hear his teammates and understand that that behavior was recognized and appreciated, and he's more likely to do it again. But other guys that are craving feedback and satisfaction and feelings from his teammates are more likely to repeat good behaviors. This is how animals are trained, right? They do something well, you give them a treat. Recognition is a treat. Communicate. Here's our standards. Here's what we expect. We don't have to we don't even go over the negatives. They see it. They put it on there. They identified it. Talked about discipline as well. Our guys recognize, so we'd have them stand up, give a very specific example of somebody that knows the drills before practice. Now that guy, he's lifted. He's more of a leader. He's recognized by his teammates. So it's a great way to drive home culture, to have your players identify what they see, what behaviors they see in their teammates. And now you want to repeat those behaviors, right? Repeat the good, eliminate the bad, and all of a sudden you're building, and they call that culture. So I want to say thank you. Again, I know Darren, he was a heck of an athlete, a heck of a hockey player himself. He's got a great family. I know he's very intentional with the things that he does, and he allows me an opportunity to speak to you guys and share some of my thoughts. And I can tell you that pro hockey is different than college hockey. Having these independent contractors who are really in it for their own benefits, it's hard to bring them together as a team. And I'm employing a lot of these philosophies as well. I put this slide up. Dr. Ellis Smith is my daughter, and she's an applied behavior PhD. And we've started a company called the Breakaway Group. It's about people, process, and performance. And we are in a time where we want to help other people. Right? I've been doing this almost 30 years. She's embarking on her career, and we really want to help others. And hopefully some of the thoughts and ideas are helping you guys and girls today. Darren, thanks again for allowing me to do this, and I wish everybody the very, very best moving forward.